Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to go through one of my favorite plugins, and in my opinion, one of the most powerful plugins as well, and that is for scientific research. Now, there's a lot of information out there online, but there are two difficulties with it. One, it's hard to find, but ChatGPT can take care of that. But also two, it's hard to verify if it's true or not, and that is why we have scientific research and peer-reviewed journals. Problem is, the language in those journals are so difficult to read through, and to be honest, they're usually terribly boring as well. Using this plugin with ChatGPT, you can ask for scientific support for whatever it is that you're looking for, have ChatGPT find you all the scientific research, summarize the conclusions, and basically show you, is this true or is it not true? It's an amazing feature to have in your life to verify if something may be true or something may be false that you're spending a great deal of your life on. Now, let me show you some examples. We're going to go into the plugin store and search for Scholar AI. I'm gonna install it. I'm gonna go ahead and sign in with Google, authorize, and now we're in and the plugin is activated. And now, truly, the sky is the limit. So is there anything you've ever been wondering, is this really true or false? Is this a good or a bad idea? You can start verifying that by finding actual peer-reviewed literature that's gonna confirm or decline that proposition. Now, let's take an example here. Find the latest research papers on the impact of social media on mental health. Let's send it away and see what we get. And here we're getting the results. We get direct access to the papers themselves, which is amazing. Open communication in immigrant families, weaponizing social media, experimental longitudinal evidence for causal role of social media used in physical activity in COVID-19 burden and mental health. I mean, there's going to be a lot of studies and a lot of information in here. But remember, we are using ChatGPT, meaning we are in a conversation. So what I could do here is write something like, give me the conclusions of the listed papers. And then I'm going to send it away. And the results are in. So the first one, we didn't really get any conclusion. On the second one, it does say that the paper concludes that social media has become a powerful tool that has both positive and negative impacts on society. The negative aspects, such as the spread of misinformation and surveillance capitalism, are significant concerns. Now, going down a little further, it says, the authors advocate for social media literacy and suggest uninstalling social apps that waste time. Scrolling down, we have a study here that concludes that it's not enough to just stop using social media, but you also need to replace it with a healthy habit, or at least adding in physical exercise together with stopping social media is the most powerful combination. And then finally, in this study, they just discuss the subjective implication. They don't actually have a conclusion and any recommendations. But at any rate, you can take these very long papers and ask for conclusions and learn a ton of information on whatever it is that you're interested in. And know that the sources that you're getting here, you can check out yourself, but also are going to come from peer-reviewed journals, meaning they are as credible as it gets when you have scientific literacy. So let's take another example. Let's say, for example, I'm going to write the prompt, is there any scientific evidence that diet affects mental health? That is a pretty interesting question. Let's send it away. And the results are in. So we can check out all of these different articles and the different summaries that we have from them. And of course, if we're really interested, we can check out the main articles themselves. So here we have the full text, and that's either going to take us to a web page or download a PDF. So I'm going to click on it and it downloads a PDF for me. And now I have access to this entire journal and I can just scroll down and check it out. Or if you're like most people, you're going to want to go down and read the conclusion mainly. But again, you can also use ChatGPT and ask for the conclusion. And then let's take another example. We can ask for a best practice based on the latest research. This is an amazing way of using this app because this means that whatever it is that you're interested in doing, at least doing in a specific or the best way, you will have scientific support from the latest research. Doesn't mean that it's true, but it means that it is as close that you can get to the current truth. So let's use a prompt like this. What are the best practices for longevity? In other words, living as long as possible, according to the latest research. Let's send it away. And then we're going to get the results in. We can check these out. And as always, if you notice that you're getting strange replies or strange journals, you just go ahead, click here, iterate, and change the question. Use all of the different techniques that you've learned so far and be more specific. Because remember, the same concept holds true everywhere with ChatGPT. The better your questions, the better your answers. This includes plugins as well. So download the Scholar AI plugin and make sure that you get all the knowledge to your heart's content. Have fun with it, research information that you've really been wanting to validate and look for. And then let's move on to the next lecture. I'll see you there.